in this video, we are going to take a look at the Kia Telluride, and we're going to compare the SXL model with the Nightsky model, or if you're American, it'd be the Nightfall model. I'm pretty sure they're pretty much identical. So, if you've never joined us live before, here's the way it works. You can skip ahead. If you're not watching us live right now, you can skip ahead to the 3-minute mark if all you want is the content of this video. That'll be where we start. In the meantime, we're going to let our live audience join. I'm going to show you how to join us live, and we'll talk about some news and some notes. So, let's jump ahead to there, and we will come around over here. And if you want to join us live, all you have to do is refresh our YouTube page. You can see normally it looks just sort of like this. And if you refresh it exactly at 2 o'clock, which we're just a hair in front of right now. There we go, exactly at 2 o'clock right now. If you refresh it, you will see that the live video takes over that page. When you're taking over that page, you're going to click that link. It's going to show you an ad. I'm going to turn the volume down on my computer. And let me just skip this ad for a second. While it's running an ad, I'm going to run a quick ad ourselves. If you are in Ontario and you're looking to buy a car, you can connect with me after this video is done. There'll be a link in the description. It'll take you right to me, and I'll be able to connect you with our team of Brantford Kia, Brantford Hyundai, and Owen Sound Hyundai. Those are the 3 dealers that support this channel. And if you are looking to buy a car in Ontario, we can treat you as if you're a local customer. We can deliver the car to you, and we can take care of you. So there's my ad. I feel like that went better than last time. All right, what's going on today? News and notes, got about a minute and a half to kill. I am making a rump roaster video, very short. It's a Kia Hyundai class, and rump roasters, as you know if you're my regulars, are seat heaters. There's such a simple little feature that I didn't know about in these all of our vehicles. So anyways, I made a video. I'm gonna post it, let's say by 3:30 for sure today, and I've got it ready to go. So be on the lookout for that. It's probably 3 minutes long, and I think if you own a Kia or Hyundai, you will want to see that. Is Ottawa too far? Nope, Ottawa's not too far. We delivered to Ottawa, I think, not that long ago. So there we go. What else is going on? News and notes. A lot of you have been asking about PHEV timing. For instance, the Tucson, somebody said. Some of these timing things I haven't asked all that recently. Some of them are a little bit delayed. So if you're asking about timing, I'm going to do my best to get them to you as soon as possible. Basically, if we haven't got a video on it, I haven't seen it yet. So a lot of you have asked if you've missed the video on, for instance, the Tucson PHEV. I think that one, last I checked, was like possibly as late as December, even January. So some of these vehicles that you're asking me about when we'll have them up, I was expecting some of them by now. I think like the N line or the N model Hyundais I was expecting by now. I haven't seen them yet. Same thing with some of the Kia lineup. Sometimes things are delayed right now. It's an odd place. Anyways, let's get going. If you're a regular, make sure you hit that like button for me, and we'll keep going. All right, 3 minutes in, here we go. Hey everybody, it's Peter from the Kia Hyundai channel. Today, this is the Kia Telluride Nightsky right beside me, which is a Nightfall if you're in the States. And this is the Kia Telluride SX Limited, or I will probably call it an SXL model for the majority of this video. These are 2 very similar vehicles, but they also have their differences. And we're gonna compare in depth a lot of the differences and also take a look at these vehicles in detail so that you can make a choice that's best for you. Most of you know you probably have to order these vehicles right now. They've been exceptionally successful. And I think it's interesting because let's just take a look at pricing on these vehicles. They are, let me just jump over to this one here. MSRP is $55,195. I always show the MSRP. It's an extra $1,000 to go with the Nightsky edition. And I think what's interesting here is when I watch and read auto reviewers, they're always like, oh, it's a little expensive for a Kia. I'm not sure if people will buy expensive Kias. Well, this is the thing. Kia knows a lot more about Kia's buyer trends than the auto journalists do, because the best-selling Tellurides right now are not the inexpensive ones, it's the expensive ones. So everybody who's like, oh, it's a lot of money for a Kia, I think that is an outdated view. We can prove with our sales data this is the top-selling Telluride right now, and it outsells that one by a significant margin, and it outsells the lower trim lines as well. So the longest waiting list right now for a Telluride is on the Nightsky edition, and yeah, I just think it's interesting to note that when you build a really great car that wins all kinds of awards, you can price it accordingly, and it's still kind of, in my books, a pretty good value when you start looking at Honda and Toyota, what you get for the value, for the dollar figure. So we're going to go through these cars in detail, and let's do that right now. One thing I'm going to do is both keys are identical, so I'll just show you one of them. Updated car has the updated logo, and you do have the updated logo right there on the key fob. You also have a remote start button right there, so you would simply lock the car, hit the remote start button or hold the remote start button, and it will start. So yeah, somebody says 55,195 Canadian is 43,800 American. I feel like that's a pretty good deal. A lot of people try to tell me that Canadian cars are more expensive. I don't really think they are. They're a pretty good deal here. All right, so there's your key fob right there. And of course, this is a powered tailgate on both of these models. So you will have the hold button there to open the powered tailgate. There you go. Will there be enough space for Teddy in this vehicle? I think Teddy's going to be pretty comfortable in here. We'll look at him later. He's with us today. All right. Also, just so you guys know, if you guys want to follow me and see what's going on, to see what vehicles I'm doing, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm not super particular. I'm not chasing tons of followers, but it is a place where I do post to tell you what's coming up on YouTube. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, that's cool. It'd be cooler if you follow me here on on YouTube. All right, let's jump in. Got the key in my pocket now. Let's actually, before we jump in, take a look at the exterior details. Obviously, the wheels are different. We know that. You can see the wheels sort of up close here. They are hard to film black wheels. That's the problem. They just don't show up really well on camera. Hard to show the depth. Black is the worst color to film, and that's why you very rarely see auto reviewers choosing to film black cars if they can avoid it. You'll notice the Michelin tires there. So we'll look at the black rims. There they are. Let's compare them right over here to the other ones, which are the sort of bright and gray. Again, they don't film great, but there we go. Are these windows factory tinted? Well, that's a good question. The rear windows are, I think the front windows are both down in these cars. Both of these cars are sold, so I believe the only tinting is all factory. Yeah, so factory tinting in the rear, not from the front, not necessarily. Now, I want to show you some other little differences. So we're going to walk between cars here. A couple little cool things in the headlights that make them look different. You're going to see around here, again, hard to film because anything black is hard to film. Headlights are in there, and there's some dark gray, blackish trim in there. And it is a little bit, I wouldn't say sparkled, but texture just in there. And you can see the difference as we jump over to this model over here, where it's quite obvious that it has a silver surround. Maybe I should go this side here where there's less reflection. There we go. Camera has a little more reflection than my eyes do, so a bit more of a silver color surround right there as well. You're also going to see this being a silver air inlet, and it actually is a functional air inlet. I'll see if I can get you, yeah, there you go. You can sort of see if I get the right angle. There you go. You can see air coming through. So what that air inlet does, it does work to cool the brakes. It also works to reduce the buffeting around the wheels just for an aerodynamic touch. So again, silver on this car, silverish trim down there, and you do have a black grille with silver lettering on this SXL, and again, the new Kia logo. However, you have a different grille on the Nightsky. So take a look at this grille right here. Let's get it memorized right there, and we'll come right over to here, and you can see a little bit more of a chunky, different style grille over there. This is showing up black, a little different on camera, but that is black, of course, as well. Black Telluride logo, black skid plate instead of silver, black detail piece there that we just talked about as well. So a lot of little details there. You're going to see black underneath the mirror here, which is identical on both, but as we go up, you're going to see the black roof rails there. And this is, I wouldn't call it black, but it is certainly a dark chrome on the surround of the windows right here. So the dark chrome trim is going to compare to the more bright chrome. Now, I wouldn't say it's chrome. It's more of a metallic type look here. So again, metallic type look around the outside here compared to the dark metallic, dark chrome is still what I'm going to call it over here. Coming along the backside here, these are top of the line models. We'll talk a little bit more about that. So on lower trim lines, you have signal lights down here, and then you have regular incandescent lights up here. These are full LED lights, which means these are your signals and your brake lights up there, and that's just a reflector down there. The other ones you have a little bit of a, in the lower trim levels, you'll have a little bit of a signal down there. But both of these cars, LED lighting in the back, again, full trim. Let's see if we can get them both in the shot together here. You can see Kia logo, identical on both. Not black on the Nightsky, same as the front. Telluride logo is black compared to the silver trim. We'll take a look at that in a second here. You can see silver trim down there around the, I say silver, it's much more gray trim really around that SXL. And a black trim over here. The exhaust pipes are the exact same on both. So, and again, all-wheel drive badge on this model, which is actually a different style. All-wheel drive has 3 separate letters over here and a put together all-wheel drive on one separate silver outlined logo right there. That is basically the exterior differences. If I missed anything, you guys will let me know, I'm sure. YouTube's a wonderful place for being corrected, so feel free to point out things, and if you point out while we're live, I'll do my best to show it to you. But that is the extent of the differences on the outside. Now, the way Kia categorizes this is a $1,000 upgrade package from that, but there are some interior upgrades on this car that this one doesn't have. So let's go take a look at that right now. Jumping into... Oh, you know what? Door handles. Let's just see the door handles are different. Yes, they are. So this one has the silver on top, silver, and then the body color. And this is why I love that we have white cars today. Very easy to show the differences here. This one is body color on the Nightsky. So body color door handles on the Nightsky, the silver accented door handles on the SXL. Hey, Peter and Teddy, sorry for tuning in late. Had to get lunch today. Yeah. Somebody says, I'm glad I'm feeling better. Yeah, I'm just glad you're not all in my house right now. Yesterday we did a video in my house. All right, when you take a look inside here, you're gonna see the same seats on both. They're the most adjustable seats we have pretty much. Sorento actually has a 4-way lumbar. This only has a 2-way lumbar. I don't think that's gonna matter for most people, but it's just interesting they didn't put it in the Telluride. And then you do have this extra piece right over here. So you can see what I'm doing. That area right there is coming in, and this extends the seat up. If you're sharing this vehicle, you can see that if you're shorter, it will fit nice. These are large seats anyways, but they really get quite large. If you're a very tall person, you'll get to experience what a normal car seat feels like for most people because it is quite supportive right there when you extend it out. And I really quite like that feature. All right, looking inside, just give me one quick second. I'm gonna make sure my light stays on here by just walking in front of the motion sensor light. There we go. All right, jumping in here, let's jump in. Now, one of the things that is different in this car is I tried to actually touch this all up so you can see. And you can see if I write on it there, this is more of a suede type headliner. And you can see I put my handprint all over it. We'll have to comb that all out again. I'm not the only one that did that. There are other people that did it. It doesn't film great. So they look a lot more obvious on film. When I was sitting there touching it up and then I threw it on film, like, ooh, that looks a lot worse. But it is a different style headliner and it is on everything. So you have this sort of suede headliner there, and we've got the, let's just turn the vehicle to the on position for a second. We'll throw the rear shade back there as well. It is a different headliner. This suede-like headliner is not on the Night Sky or Nightfall edition, Night Sky edition here in Canada. So again, it looks far worse on camera. Don't let that be a deterrent to you. However, if you do have kids that are going to be touching the ceiling, you will see at least some markings of where they've touched the ceiling. If you don't have it, it looks pretty cool, especially when you sort of comb it all one way, which takes, seconds to do just once. But yeah, when I started touching it up, I realized on camera, it looks a lot more obvious than in the other way. It does look nice and luxury, but if you don't want it, the Night Sky does not have it. Taking a look in here, we're going to show you the gauges here. Now, still have the regular traditional gauges here. You don't have a full digital display panel like you would in the Kia Carnival. However, you kind of have all the features you would normally get. You guys are gonna have to bear with me today. I have a little bit of a cough. I was off yesterday. Totally fine, but just a little bit of a cough when I speak loudly. All right, ignore fuel efficiency. We can talk about fuel efficiency a little bit later in this video. We're also gonna talk about some other differences, towing capacities, and why this particular trim, these two trims, are probably the trims you want if you're towing. So that's something we will talk about coming up in a second here. But over here on this dash, you have a couple nice things. Like I said, you can have your navigation in here, lane keeping assist, a driver attention alert, the all-wheel drive bar graphs that can really show you what's going on, tire pressure monitors. So again, everything you'd expect in a fully loaded car does have a heads-up display. And you'll notice that we did a video the other day on the Kona, which had the little glass or plastic piece that pops out here. It's hard to show here, but this is much larger font and it's better placed for most people by being in the windshield. So I really quite like the ability to have your heads-up display out there in front of you so your eyes don't have to readjust to looking down over here as they would in some other cars. So again, very hard to film a heads-up display accurately. It looks just absolutely tiny, but to me, I'd say it's, it's large, right? Like I'm seeing it this large in person from the lines to the speedometer. Let me just do that again. There we go. That's how large it is to me. So that's how large it is to me. And you can see it just doesn't film accurately at all. So kind of weird how that works on the film, but just so you know, very large, very clear, and a bit of a color display there as well. I can actually, let's see if we can change the heads-up display. Let's just go to speed size. We'll change it See, we can make it larger. So we just made it a little bit larger there. And I'm going to keep it on the medium just because this car is sold, and I think it is. And we're going to go to, you can make it orange, you can make it green, you can make it different colors that you want. So again, a bit of a color display, just a really nice heads-up display. Again, same thing in both cars, and it is quite nice. Now, because this car has so many features, you can see a lot of features in here. You can see a lot of features over here as well. Let me just take this piece off so we can film properly. One of the things I really want you to get used to doing if you share this car with someone is don't be afraid, oops, there we go. Don't be afraid to use your multiple driver modes. So you can choose from change user, driver 1, driver 2, or guest. We're going to leave it on guest for now, and we'll go back to confirming there. But you can, if you set up this car to be different for different drivers, one of the things you're going to do is by watching our videos, you're going to learn there's a lot of safety equipment in here that you may want to customize for yourself and your other driver may not want. This is where you would just make sure when you get in the car, you just choose. It also, of course, customizes a lot of other things. It has your radio stations on where you want it to be, presets are where you want them to be. The radio looks pretty cool too. Why don't we show that to you right now? Just turn it down for a second. So you can see, you can go full screen with it over here, which if I use my right hand, it works better because I am right-handed. There we go. So you can go full screen like that, or you can go the split screen like we decided over here. And if you do go the split screen over here, you can swipe through different types of options. There's a clock there, there's a compass there, there's a passenger talk, which we're going to talk about in just a second. And in fact, why don't we just use that right now? Talk now. So passenger talk, I don't know if you noticed the change in what's going on here, but the rear speakers have picked up my voice through the same speakers that would pick you up on the microphone out front. And those rear speakers allow me to speak to my rear seat passengers without having to yell, which is pretty cool. So a lot of things in here. And again, customizing this, not only presets, everything you want, you can do anything you want. Quiet mode is kind of the exact opposite. It is in both these cars. Actually, well, let's turn off the passenger talk for a second. Quiet mode allows you to turn off all the rear speakers instead of just setting it to the very farthest rear speakers. This turns off all the rear speakers and allows you to listen to your own music. And I think the real benefit for this, sure, you can let your kids sleep in the back, but I think the real benefit of this is you can let your kids listen to their own music in their own earbuds, and they will, you know, be able to listen to that. I'm really laughing at the ceiling. It looks terrible on camera. It looks totally fine in person, so don't worry too much with that. Down here, let's just show you the climate system for a second here. We're going to turn the rear climate system on and everything. Once I hit the rear climate system, what I have to do is, actually, I'll just show you. You can turn it on from up here as well. It is a tri-zone system, so 22 is what I have it set for right now. Let's just unsync everything right now. I'm going to bring my temperature to 19. Why don't we bring the 23 degrees in the back, and we'll go to 20 degrees or 21 degrees out front. So tri-zone system here works quite well, and it's yeah, just very easy to see. Someone says, I'm so frustrated there's no Carnival or Telluride available at dealers here in the USA. Yeah, there's no Carnivals or Tellurides pretty much anywhere because they've been very popular, and if you've seen the automotive industry right now, inventory is extremely low for a whole bunch of reasons, mainly a chip shortage, but just keep that in mind. And somebody saying they're paying $10,000 over MSRP is what they're asking. We don't do that here. So just keep in mind that's not something that goes on here. Anyways, tri-zone climate control here. There's a seat heater, rump roaster video coming up this afternoon. I'm going to show you some tricks specifically to the Telluride, but also to all of your cars. So you can turn the seat heaters on, you can turn the seat ventilations on. You do also have a wireless charge pad here, USB port there as well, and a 12-volt port over here. But the thing I like is you can hide that. Now this plastic, shipping plastic, should come off. Let's just do that for you. And you can see that as a nice mirrored finish. So you can just hide your phone in there, keep it closed, keep it where you want. One thing I want, yeah, somebody says, I remember to say rump roasters. That's right. 8-speed automatic transmission. Like I said, we're going to talk about towing in a second in this car. You can manually choose your own gears here, which is kind of nice. And 8-speed traditional automatic. So in Maryland, dealers charging $15,000 over MSRP, eh? Yeah, that doesn't happen here. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's $15,000 US. All right, coming back to over here. And you have comfort mode, eco mode, sport mode, and smart mode. Now, if you are American, you're not getting these because we also have terrain modes over here. Snow mode, mud mode, and sand mode. And this is pretty cool. So you can just customize not only the all-wheel drive system, but the vehicle stability control, the way the car accelerates and gears and those kinds of things. All of those are customized in these drive and terrain modes. And of course, you don't have to you do not have to put it into like snow mode, for instance, to have this car optimized for the snow. So that's one thing to keep in mind as we go. All right, we're gonna go take your questions right now. We're gonna go finish the video into the SXL. We'll go through a couple of those things over there. And very cool that answers some of my questions with the sand mode. Oh, there we go. So we'll answer more of your questions right here. And like I said, if you are a regular with us, feel free to hit the like button. If I've earned your like button, let's see if we can get there. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes today. That seems reasonable. We hit 30 already. So we'll turn this car off again. Remember that ceiling, and remember it looks worse here. We're gonna take a look at it again in the other one. I should point out as well, memory seats, it's kind of a rare thing in a lot of Kias. I feel like they should do this more often, but memory seats, of course, are in here. A lot of safety stuff, which we'll talk about in a second when we go there as well. All right, let's jump over and take your questions right now, and then we're gonna go back. I think instead of doing a full interior review, we've done a lot of that before, we're gonna speak about some of the safety stuff. So I will jump into the Nightsky over here and show you some of the safety stuff over there. All right, let me just pop open your questions. Oh, excuse me. All right. Okay, so it says, can't wait for the K3. Yes, we'll go off topic in a little bit. We'll talk about, whoops, where are we going here? There we go. Come over to me for a second. So, okay. Any idea will things will be back to normal? No, for getting these vehicles, this is part of why we're doing these videos. We understand people are going to be ordering off of videos in many cases. You may see one car may not be the trim or color that you want. So my goal is, again, we're not a review channel. So if you're interested in these vehicles, hit the subscribe button, because I can pull in the vehicle that you're looking at as we get it available to us. You can take a really good look at it. If you're just shopping, or if you've got one on order, whatever it is, you can get your questions answered, because we can pull the same vehicle in over and over again. A review channel is going to review it once. We never do that. We'll go through these cars again and again. But yeah, when is it returning to normal? I wish I could tell you. My job would be a lot easier if I could get any vehicle that I needed when I needed it. All right. Where we got? Any questions here at all? Can the suspension be lifted through the system preferences? No, but we are going to talk about suspension in here in a second. Yep, somebody says don't forget to talk about towing. We're going to talk about that in a second as well. What I'm curious about is how resistant are they to pothole roads? Actually, they ride very well on, I've been on them in sort of a dirt road kind of setting where it was pretty, rough and like that, and it's pretty good. All right, let's just keep going. Looks like there's not a ton of questions in there, mostly just some comments. So let's talk about towing with these vehicles. I'm gonna wander over here and get to my light. Spare, oh, it does have a spare tire, you bet. Okay, yeah, some of our cars didn't have spare tires, especially for a while. All right, towing capacity. This is the only Kia that now tows 5,000 pounds. We used to have a Sorento with a V6 that towed 5,000 pounds, but that is now a turbo 4-cylinder that only tows 3,500 pounds, which I think is fine. I think that's what you want to tow with a Sorento. 5,000 pound towing is available with these. They have a traditional automatic transmission, which is, generally considered to be, at least the most common towing transmission. But you do want, if you can spring for it, you do want either of these two models if you are looking at towing, and I'll tell you why. It comes down to right here. That is ride height adjustable suspension. So what that means is basically it's not an air system that is prone to failure. What it means is if you put, let's say, two 300-pounders in the back seat, the car's going to squat, right? And this is how I found out. I took two of our biggest guys, and we had the car squat. If you drive it around the block, as it bounces around, it's going to level itself out again. And that's super, super helpful because you can restore not only the ride height, but the proper suspension travel, the proper ride. So it's very, very good to have that. And you only have that ride height adjustable suspension, or that self-leveling rear suspension. You only have that on the SXL and the Nightsky model. It's just a little feature that's not available in some of the other vehicles. All right, we're just going to jump in this model here. We're going to take you through some safety features, but I do want to show you the ceiling in here. Again, just a traditional ceiling. Again, the other vehicle looked much worse on camera than in person. I did touch it up a little bit, but yeah, you will see that over there. So, okay, let's just jump in and talk a little bit about safety features here. I am going to start the car for just a quick second because there is a cool feature in here. Some of you guys are asking about vehicles that are not the topic of this conversation. We'll get to that closer to the end of the video. We're going to do another 5 minutes of the Telluride here, and then we'll go into some of the off-topic questions after we take everybody's questions here. I should point out the new steering wheel as well, new logo, of course. So what I'm going to do is I don't normally start the car, but I have to start the car for this one feature. So you can see a little safety or the system come up there. If I signal left here, there's my blind spot on the right. There's my blind spot, or sorry, there's the right, and there was the left there. So that is one of the things I wanted to talk about with this vehicle. You do have the ability to see your blind spot in your mirror, or sorry, from a camera in your mirror in the center of your dash. So even though it's not a full digital display, it is a very nice system that actually shows you your blind spot instead of just the blind spot detection. Now, it still has blind spot detection, which you can see right here. Now, this blind spot detection uses a radar plate in the back of the car. Obviously, it's going to show notify you if something's in your blind spot, but it uses that same radar plate for a couple different things. Right here, you can lock the rear windows and rear door handles, but it can also be auto-locked in safe exit assist or safe exit warning. So what that can do is, if someone in the rear seat, if we're parked on a road, and let's say we're parked on the side of a road, and the cars were whipping by our left side, if someone in the rear seat decides to jump out into traffic, they can't do that. It'll safe exit warning or safe exit assist, excuse me, will allow that child lock to automatically set so that they don't jump out into traffic. That's a super cool feature on this car. And then also when we throw the car in reverse, you can have the 360 camera here, which is can be shown a whole bunch of different ways. You can zoom out, you can zoom in, lots of different views. If I want to look straight down when I hitch the trailer, I can do that. If I want to just look normally, I can look normally. There's the two side views of the car. So this is the side of my car, the other side of my car. And then, of course, the standard view as well. And as I turn, now these cars are turned off so I can turn a little bit, you'll see that not only does the blue line, if you're backing into a spot, all you have to do is line the spot up with those blue lines and you will be centered in there. This yellow line is roughly where you're going, but it also shows you the swing of the front end as I back out. So again, roughly the turn of the rear end, roughly the swing of the front end. And then if I go from there to drive, it switches, wheel switch. Doesn't do it unless the car's on. Excuse me, but it will switch this to a front view camera while you're driving at a slower speed. So if you are driving in a parking lot, and let's just see if I can do this and turn it on myself. Oh boy, let's not look at me. If I hit the view camera here, yeah, it doesn't work unless the car is on. But one of the things you can do is it can look at the camera in front of you so you can see in front of you. Instead of bashing into that curb in front of you, it has that as well. Speaking of going forward, let's talk about a whole bunch of safety features. Really quickly, we're going to run through them. Lane Keep Assist can help you stay centered in the lane. That uses a camera up here, behind there, looking forward. That can help keep you centered in the lane. It's an active system, so it can help center you in the lane. It has smart cruise control in this car as well. Smart cruise control can accelerate or brake on its own, and it can keep the distance between the car in front of you as well. And you have to excuse me, guys. I may have to grab a drink in a second here. But that keeps you accelerating and braking on its own, and that works with Highway Drive Assist. Highway Drive Assist uses your navigation information and can also work with your cruise control and lane keeping assist to help you drive, in some ways assisted. Helps it keep it centered in the lane, helps it keep the distance between traffic in front of you and behind you, and it works with the speed limits controls. So a lot of cool systems there. All right, I'm gonna jump out for a second, guys. You have to excuse me. I have a little bit of a scratchy throat, and I'm fine, and it's not that thing that you guys all think it is. We've had a test. I just need to have a quick drink of water, and I will take your questions right now again, and then we'll go back to some safety features, and we'll go a little off topic. So bear with me. Make sure you hit the like button, and I won't show me drinking. I'm just going to show you the vehicles there. Sorry about that, guys. Which one of these do I personally prefer? All right, I've had my drink of water. I don't know that it matters which one I prefer. I think, to be honest, the Nightsky is the more popular one. If it were me, I like dark gray wheels, but apparently everybody else likes black wheels. So like I said, the Nightsky has been the one that's been selling more popular than that one. I don't think either one is a wrong way to go. I think they're both pretty good. And yeah, I think it just depends on which one you like the best. Is Kia or Hyundai receiving any shipments from Korea these days? Oh yeah, all the time. Somebody's talking about they remember their parents putting like the key in the door to keep them to do the child lock suspension. Yeah, or the child lock in the door. You don't have to do that anymore. You can just do that with the regular keys. So, all right, I'm not seeing a whole lot of questions about these cars. So we will go to some of these off-topic questions here. Somebody says, can't wait for the K3. Yeah, in Canada, it's still called officially the Forte, or the 2022 Forte. I still think it's going to be called the K3. We'll have that car fully in detail here. What else we got? The feature for the suspension, I think it's the same as the Santa Cruz. Absolutely. So every Santa Cruz sold in Canada has load leveling suspension, and it's the exact same system in that. In the Telluride, it's only on these top trim models. So again, all those vehicles tow 5,000 pounds, but the Telluride, again, I do think you want that. Not only does it, like I said, it restores the ride height, the suspension geometry, restores comfort. So that is something I think you want if you're towing or doing a lot of traveling, taking heavier loads. I think that's worth it. Okay, somebody says, looking forward to my Nightsky, hopefully by December or January. Yeah, so that's the thing. And again, I say this, I'm a bit of a broken record on this. If you're going to order one today, and you go to a dealer that says, we will have one for you in 3 weeks, and someone else says, we will have one for you in 3 months, until either one of those dealers gives you an actual VIN number, neither one knows. They are purely guessing, because until the vehicle hits production, that's when we get a VIN number. That's when we can start to accurately predict when it'll come to you. So we do have some guidelines, but sometimes I'm hearing that people are stretching the truth a little bit or hoping for best results, or sometimes we get one a little quicker, so we just start assuming they're all going to come quicker. So just be careful that you don't choose your dealer specifically based on when they say it's coming. Choose a dealer that you trust for other reasons because, and like I said, buy from us if you're local. Then I don't have to deal with the games that have been played by, let's say, other brands. We don't want to trash anybody in this brand. All right. Is there any buzz or update about the EV6? There's lots of buzz about that. EV6 is going to be launching as early as this month as far as being able to purchase it. We talked about that yesterday. You can buy it online. If you're buying in Ontario, please choose us as a dealer. We know these cars inside and out. We can deliver the car to you anywhere you want to be. You will get access to me, and I will help you problem solve when you have questions about the car. I just don't want you to buy from a dealer that may not know the car as well as we do, because it's harder for me to communicate with you when you didn't hear all of your information from us. There we go. Somebody says, I bought my Nero EV Touring from us. And how was your experience? So the person who bought their Nero EV Touring, was it worth it buying from us? I feel like most EV people are pretty happy with us. There we go. How long did it take to get, so you guys are asking how long does it take to get the VIN after you've ordered. So there we go. You guys can figure that out. Was there any other question that I missed in here? I think we covered most of them here. I don't see a lot. So if there's a question I missed, the car was amazing. So there we go. Still amazing, but I want an all-wheel drive. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so what we're gonna do now is I think we will wrap this one up. If you wanna see more interior videos, if you wanna see rear seat, trunk space, we kind of went long on some comparison today. I've got a bunch of other videos on this channel. You can search through them, you can subscribe to them, you can tell me what you want. So there we go. Sorry. EV7 news. That is a car that technically has not been released yet. We've all seen teasers of it online. I tend to talk about only official information. Sometimes I'll speculate with you guys, but I'll make it clear that I'm speculating. So EV7, I don't think we'll do that. Somebody says we need the Teddy test. We're going to do the Teddy test, but probably not today, just because my voice is not going to last a whole lot longer here. And yeah, K3 we'll have on video as well. So I think what we're going to do is wrap it up. We've gotten to, what do we got? 44 likes, so we didn't hit our 50, or if you want to leave a like, you can get to 50. But I just want to do that. You guys are having a discussion down here. Are you asking me questions or somebody else there? Oh, you guys are having a question. There's a couple people having a discussion in the comment section, which is totally fine. When I see a question mark, I'm not sure if it's directed to me or not. Tow hitch you can get delivered as well. One thing I will show you, there's an accessory out here that I have not seen yet, so we're going to try to zoom in on it here. This is a Telluride specific little run rail there that I haven't seen installed yet. So we've got 3 white Tellurides in stock right now, and that one's kind of a cool accessory right there. All right, guys, I've run out of voice for the day, so we're going to wrap it up here. If you want to see the Teddy test in the back seat, you can check out some of our other videos, or we can pull these vehicles in again. Tomorrow we'll be doing a Hyundai vehicle. Haven't fully decided which one we're going to have, so if you have a suggestion, feel free to let me know. You can reach me again on my Instagram, and I can try it if where are we here? You reach me on my Instagram if you want, and if not, we'll try to, I'll figure something out. Anyways, I'm going to stop right there. Thanks everybody for joining us. We will see you again tomorrow.